Do you guys remember this car? Yeah, it looks a little different than last time you saw it. So about a year ago on the channel, I got this car to run and drive and sort of stop, but because of the condition, it was destined for the part yard. Now I'm gonna throw you guys some clips. You guys can watch these to remind you about it, and then we'll come back and see what's left. Here. So you can see there's all kinds of just weird damage all over this car. It is not consistent with a wreck. It's not consistent with really anything hitting it until I pulled up the report. As you can see on the report, it says salvage title wind damage. So I'm guessing this was in some kind of tornado. This car actually used to be silver with blue interior, which is weird. I've actually never seen a silver with blue interior car. So here's the big money item on parting these cars out is the steering column. If you guys have ever seen the video that I made on the things to look for before you buy a 77, the steering column is the #1 thing. This column restored can sell between $1,000 and $1,500 if it does what it's supposed to do. So I plugged in the battery, and the first thing I heard is this really annoying whining noise, which will turn off if I had the door closed. I'm guessing it's a key buzzer. Take the key out, stops. Put the key in, it works. Let's turn the ignition on. Oh, wipers, no! Wipers, no! Oh, you're crushing my air cleaner. Oh no. There's an electric fuel pump. That's not good. Did you guys hear that? In the back? There's an electric fuel pump. That means that carburetor could be being filled with an incredibly nasty amount of gas. So as you can see, the car has been parted down quite a bit. The thing that makes me want to drag it in the shop today is that car needs an engine, and this car has an engine that I know runs fairly well. So as you can see, the interior's been basically all sold. There's really not much left other than maybe one seat, which is good. And good shape interior lasts almost no time. It sells really quickly. And here's the engine that we're going to put in that other 79. So, I mean, cool things. It's a newer style engine. It's got center bolt valve covers. It's got an aluminum water pump, but I'm hoping that I can yank this engine fairly quickly and get it out in, an hour, hour and a half. And then also, I will have a transmission to sell, and then this car can go back to where it came from in the backyard. Now remember, this car is a tornado damaged salvage title car, and I'm missing the salvage title. So you can see there's some bizarre damage on this car that you don't normally see from like a wreck, like a bite hook out of that, right there, just randomness. What I would assume is from I would assume it's from stuff flying into the car. There's a big crack right there. This whole quarter's full of Bondo. Anyway, every panel in this car has a hole or damage or something wrong with it. But that's not the worst. Now remember, there were people, all kinds of people. Don't kill it, don't part it out, it wants to live. I don't care about a salvage title. Get it running and sell it. And it's like, guys, there's more than what meets the eye. So let me put this on the lift and I'll show you what I discovered. guys, I'm gonna show you something I didn't even know about when I bought it. And I didn't know about it until I already decided to part it out. And when I was taking the wheels off, I tried to jack it up, and this is what I found. I'm gonna show you the good side first. So when I look at these cars, I always put my hand right here on the frame. And usually if the back kick up is good, then the rest of the frame is good. In my experience, that's what I found. But this one was a little worse for the wear. So here's the passenger side, not too bad. I've seen worse. And then once you get up to the engine, the frame's in really good shape. We have a little bit of a, looks like a bend in right here. I don't know what in the world happened there. But check this out. This is the reason why, besides all the other reasons why this car will be parted out. Look at that. There is pretty much nothing in this frame from one side to the other. Kind of makes me kind of to even get underneath it. But anyway, I put my hand right here and it felt okay. But then when you really get to looking at it, it's not okay. Look at that. And these are giant, giant pieces. Look at that. Of frame. What used to be frame. And I don't understand how this happened, because if you look, it's just this one spot. I'm assuming somehow water got inside of it, but I tried to put my jack right here and went straight up through the frame. And I had to use, it's funny, I have the feet for the lift, and then this one over here is twice as big because I had to move it all the way up to here to actually get to a point where I felt like it was safe enough to lift the car. But, I mean, that's like New York stuff, man. That's not Texas stuff at all. And weirdly enough, like the floor, I mean, there's a little bit of rust here, but it's not bad. Like, you know, the back seatbelt pockets are really nice. Where the seats sit are good. Same with this side, where the seats sit are good. This floor pan's pretty much perfect. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it did all that, but we're gonna get to work pulling this engine out, and we are gonna put it in that other car because the other car needs an engine. The way this frame is speckled like this, it had to live somewhere where it had salt, but it's got a really nice dual exhaust with Flowmasters on it. Somebody put a aftermarket spring and adjustable strut rods and upgraded shocks. I mean, it does have good qualities to it. Weirdly, the trailing arms are nice. Like, they're not fat, and even the backs aren't rusty, which is weird because the rest of the car is that rusty. Anyway, we have I'm gonna pull the engine and transmission together. Have the drive shaft removed, speedometer cable removed, shifter cable. I have the cooler lines removed. We're gonna keep the dipstick, kick down cable, and the vacuum tube all together because it's coming out with the engine. The starter is all unhooked. Oh, there's the one thing I didn't do. I didn't do that. Where does that even go? Well, that's disconnected. Okay, never mind. Somebody already cut that. So, motor mounts are undone. Power steering pump is unhooked. And the exhaust is unhooked. So, pretty simple. And we'll get it out, hopefully in one shot. Alright, here on the top end, the hood needs to come off. Luckily, all the radiator support and the radiator's gone. I don't think this car ever had it to begin with. But there's a lot of bubble wiring that needs to come out. The alternator and the bracket need to come out. Remove that belt. Probably gonna take that hose off, and then really it's just the distributor and then all the wiring associated with that. And then we should be ready to go. Like, it shouldn't be that much left because it's already been taken off. The carburetor's been removed. This kind of just sitting on there. As you can see, the middle of the engine is way far away from the front of the car. So bringing the cherry picker in from the front doesn't work, never will. This is the way to do it. So you have to do it from the side, and you need room to swing the legs around because you kind of have to come up and out this way and then back. And so the easiest thing to do is to put a jack stand here and take this wheel off here. And then I'm gonna pull the engine and transmission together, and we'll just go straight up and out. All right, small change of plans. The transmission somehow is stuck on the cross member. I don't know. I've never had this issue before. I pulled plenty of engines, but I've unhooked the bell housing from the engine, and so now we're just gonna pull the engine out and pull the transmission out later. I mean, I was gonna unhook it anyway, but you know, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. There we go. That was the issue. I forgot about the bracket that holds onto the exhaust. So the whole time I was fighting, the transmission stuck to the exhaust. Super annoying, but it is what it is. I did take the starter off the engine, thinking that was the issue. It wasn't, but we got it off. I was going to take the transmission off the engine anyway, so it's whatever. Here's the carnage though. Looks like the transmission got rained in somehow, but that is definitely water mixed with transmission fluid. Pretty gross, got everywhere. I didn't think it was a lot because I had pulled the yoke out and the speedometer cable and thinking, oh, that had all the fluid and it would be quick, and of course it wasn't. So, time to kill a bunch of towels. Alright guys, thanks for watching this far. So I'm gonna cut it off here, make this part 1, and then next week we're gonna have part 2 where we take the engine and we put it back in this car and get this car to run better than it ever has. So until then, we'll see you next time.